All right. Welcome back. I won't be too long on this segment of Random Dog Nuttery. I just have a few stories that I want to deal with real quick. And let me take that back. I don't know how long this is going to take, but I need to explain this thoroughly. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. It looks like my stream is working a lot better and people's comments are showing up on time. All right, that's a good thing. Getting the week started off on the right foot. Serena Muttfree, Ban All Dogs, Jonathan Payne, Gerard King, Slime, Kittens, Equator, Sunny Day. Shout out to everybody. How many of you read this article or have heard about this story? How about that? Now, the sad thing is, none of us are surprised. None of us are surprised about this. They already bring these things around children. That's risky enough. So for a woman or a man, an adult, to actually sick a pit bull on a 6-year-old, you are already engaged in dangerous behavior. So this doesn't surprise me. But this is the owner of the pit bull. And like I said, these people are unstable. If you're willing to own one of these things, let these things live in your home. That's a sign that you are mentally unstable. It does nothing for me to be sarcastic or condescending or mock pit bull lovers. I don't get nothing out of that. I'm being honest. And I'd rather not have to say this, but this is how it is. If you own one of these things, that's an act of being mentally unstable, of having a very low value for human life. And that involves yours, your families, friends, neighbors, and everybody in the community. And you need help. If you're willing to endanger people like that, you need help. Now, this was a clear sign that this woman needs help. And look, if she were to get help, it might not help. She might be too far gone. But she actually sicked a dog on a 6-year-old. They were in the backyard. This woman was in the backyard of the home taking drugs, according to the prosecutor. 6-year-old girl's mother started filming this drug use. There was an argument, and eventually the child's mother went inside to call the police. While this happened, the 6-year-old, her sister, and a neighbor girl who were in the front yard of the home playing outside, according to the prosecutor. Okay, this looks like maybe a typo, like they may have written this wrong. But someone opened the front door, telling her pit bull to go get him. Told her pit bull to go get him. And the only people out there were, there were kids out there. The dog, as always, went for the smallest target. Went for what it thought was the weakest target. it went after the 6-year-old and bit her head and body. She was left with severe injuries to her mouth and needed multiple surgeries, according to the prosecutor. Now, this is a good reason why pit bulls should be banned. We don't want pit bulls in the possession of people who are not mental. And that's not even possible. You can't be a mentally healthy person and a pit bull owner. So if these people are going to be sick and deranged out here, the last thing we need to do is give them pit bulls. Give them bully breeds, Rottweilers, and so forth. I cannot explain how infuriated I've been this past weekend, listening to some of the things these pit bull lovers say and some of the things they do. It's unbelievable. This article surfaced yesterday, and this was over the top. The headline is, "As Sweet as Pie, 43 pit bulls need homes. Wake County Animal Shelter offers a discount to break stereotypes." Now, the adoption fee used to be like $95. They cut it down to $25 so that they could break stereotypes. Oh, man, oh, man. What stereotypes could those be? Now, when you read this article, it is dangerous. This is a dangerous article. Look at this. Breaking the stereotype. Pit bulls might be the most misunderstood dogs, surrounded with negative stereotypes and false perceptions, said Wake County Commissioner Vicki Adamson. She says pit bulls are actually among the most tolerant dogs, according to a temperament test society. Right? So don't pay any attention to all these news reports. Don't pay any attention to how pit bulls dominate reports of attacks. When you talk about severe mutilations, you're basically talking about pit bulls over 90% of the time. It's almost always a bully breed when you deal with severe maulings. Never mind all that. There was a temperament test done in some dark corner somewhere, and hey, we found out that pit bulls are one of the most tolerant dogs in the world. So believe their temperament test. Don't believe the actual attacks that are taking place. That's the logic from these people. That really, it burns me up that there are so many stupid people, unintelligent people, who swallow this hook, line, and sinker. They continued. They said the test disproves the inaccurate stereotypes of pit bulls, which accuses them of being born inherently aggressive. Their temperament test disproved it. Now, you personally did not conduct the test. You didn't even see the test being conducted. It was conducted in private, behind closed doors, and the people who conducted the test were pit bull lovers. So you can trust that at your own risk. Experts say these ideas date back to the 1800s, when pits were bred to fight bulls and bears in the UK. In modern society, now notice how they refer to them as ideas. You mean the knowledge that these things were bred to fight? That's not an idea. The fact that these things will attack and will not stop, that's a display of aggression. And that is inherited in pit bulls. It's part of their DNA. So this is just an inaccurate statement. The idea that pit bulls are not born inherently more aggressive is a lie. It's as simple as that. And the reason it's a lie is because it's an irrefutable fact that they do not cease their attack. They will attack for the slightest things. Any little thing can set them off. As Caesar said, they go into a zone. They don't feel pain. And when they do feel pain, they actually enjoy it. And they won't stop until the target is dead. That is a display of aggression. And that is something in pit bulls' DNA. They are born inherently more aggressive. But they say in modern society, those are false perceptions, and they cause a great deal of hardship for pit bull owners. Say those are false perceptions. And they don't bother to try to prove that these are false perceptions, whatever perceptions they're talking about. They just say, oh, that's a lie. Pit bulls are as sweet as pie. Go ahead and adopt one. According to a release from Wake County, the term pit bull has become a generic term used loosely to describe a dog based only on its physical appearance. Here we go with this again. Yeah, and your point? That's exactly right. If it looks like a bully breed, it's a bully breed. But of course, they go into their usual rhetoric. There are actually 4 breeds. You're mistaken. That's not technically a pit bull. Just don't pay any attention to these people. When they start going on these tirades like this right here, don't even pay these people no attention. They know that they're talking crazy. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they're too dumb to understand what they're saying. Either way, I'm going to just keep it moving. But for them to put all of this rhetoric in this article, that was dangerous. Be brief and don't try to disprove the facts about bully breeds. Just don't touch on them if that's what you're going to do. But this is where it gets real sinister. And they have it in bold. The sweet reality. The reality is that pit bulls are just about the nicest dogs out there. They're sweet as pie when they're loved and cared for. Okay? When they're loved and cared for. So, if you raise them with love, they're as sweet as pie. Right? Tell that to the thousands of pit bull attack victims, some of which were the owners of those pit bulls who raised those pit bulls with love. I believe that the pit bulls that are raised with love attack more often. Those are usually the ones you hear about in the news. Right? So there's another inaccurate statement. And look at what they wrote here. They have the same potential for kindness as a golden retriever or lab, and make marvelous working and companion dogs. Said they have the same potential for no, they don't. And I'm not saying golden retrievers and labs are kind. No dog is kind. Dogs can't show kindness. They either attack you or they don't. Just because they don't attack you, that doesn't give you the right to call them kind. That's really a human emotion. You don't know what dogs are thinking. They can't talk. So stop trying to articulate their mood. They can be loving pet. Look at this. Look at this. She ended this with, they can be loving pets for children. Why? Why say that? It's unnecessary. These people are really on a roll. No matter how many people call them out, they continue to say things like this without a care in the world. She says, they're all adopted from the shelter, blah, blah, blah. I spend a lot of time every day with my dogs, blah, blah, blah. Just the usual, hey, I have a pit bull and it hasn't attacked me yet. So ignore all the stories you hear on a daily basis about these things tearing people apart. Unbelievable. And it's crazy how these people get so much support from the media. They do this all the time. They'll write an entire article for a shelter just to help a shelter adopt out some pit bulls. What a sick world we live in, people. Truly unbelievable. Now it's crazy right now. Right now, dog attacks are at the highest levels.
And we have more breaking news now.
Wait a minute. Okay, I haven't watched this yet. I want to watch this. I saw the title and I saved it. I want to watch this. Now, I believe this is a story I reported on earlier this year. Right, a 15-month-old in Caledonia. I remember that area. There are a few attacks in Caledonia. Let's check this out.
And we have more breaking news now. Another toddler attacked by a dog in Caledonia. Really a nightmare pit bull attack down in Caledonia.
A pit bull mauled a 15-month-old boy, biting the boy in the face several times.
Cody Holyoke's live at Children's Hospital right now. So how's the boy doing, Cody?
Well, Mike and Carol, this is a story that is never easy to cover. I just spoke to the father of this child just a few minutes ago. He tells me...
People, let me stop there. I just want to say, if you don't voice your disagreement with pit bulls being legal, if you don't actively speak out against pit bulls, if you do not support banning pit bulls, then you support the idea of pit bulls mauling 15-month-old babies. That's just how it is. I don't care if you're not a pit bull owner. If you're aware of these attacks and you don't speak out against pit bulls in society, then you support the idea of those pit bulls mauling children. And people like this, they're pretending to care. That's what I believe. They don't truly, genuinely care. They're just pretending to care. The only thing they truly care about is the dogs, not the children.
Well, Mike and Carol, this is a story that is never easy to cover. I just spoke to the father of this child just a few minutes ago. He tells me the boy is out of surgery. He has too many stitches to count, but he says it's doing well. I can tell you that's surprising. Just a few hours ago, I was able to see the pictures of the boy after he was bitten by this pit bull. That's not something you easily forget.
it's kind of heart-wrenching to see that kind of injury to a child.
It's an attack that even hits police officers in the gut. A 15-month-old boy severely bitten by an 8-year-old pit bull inside this Caledonia home. The wounds too graphic for television.
Severe tears around the mouth area, the nose, very deep.
Okay. Lieutenant Gary Larson, do you have a social media? Are you calling for the banning of pit bulls? If not, then you support these types of attacks. If you're willing to be silent, cover your eyes and look the other way, if the only thing you're willing to do is say, oh, that's gut-wrenching, you're silently in support of this happening in the future. That's just the way I see it. When you see something that's outrageous, that shouldn't be tolerated, if you truly believe that it's inappropriate and it should be stopped, you're going to say it. And that's the first thing that should pop into your head. Like, whoa, these things need to be banned. It's really as simple as that. So I don't buy this. I don't buy his, yeah, maybe he was disturbed. I'm sure he was disturbed seeing a 15-month-old face ripped apart. But you don't care. You're not disturbed enough to sacrifice dogs to prevent that from happening again in the future. There should be entire police departments who support the banning of pit bulls. I don't think there are any police departments in this country that support such thing. And keep in mind, these police departments, they have their own social media. They'll have their own Twitter account, sometimes their own Instagram account, but most definitely Twitter and Facebook. Do you ever see police departments calling for the banning of pit bulls? They never do. So from this seat, they're supporting it.
It's very disturbing, especially if you're a parent.
Police say the boy was with his mother inside this kitchen. The boy was sitting on.
You got blood all over the floor, blood from a 15-month-old. Just seeing this alone is disturbing. Y'all mean to tell me that you're not disturbed enough to get rid of pit bulls? Are pit bulls really that cherished in your minds? Are they really that important? Well, of course they are in your mind. They're too important in your mind to get rid of. Yeah? If they attack someone's child, well, life goes on. That's the way these people think.
Inside this kitchen, the boy was sitting on the floor eating a cookie. That's when Mary Jane, the pit bull, charged the toddler. What's worse, the
Okay. So in this news report, they're supporting the pit bull. Anytime they mention that dog's name, they're supporting the pit bull. Crazy stuff.
Dog has a history of biting people.
Now, this dog had a history of biting people. Y'all remember I reported on this? It was around June or July of this year.
And was reportedly aggressive toward kids.
The people living in the
house. So this thing was already aggressive towards kids. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to the owner of this dog.
House told you that this dog is not friendly toward children?
Correct.
And the child was sitting on the floor next to the dog?
Eating a cookie.
I'm sorry for the family, and I didn't mean that.
This is the owner. This is the owner right here. Let's try to gauge this woman's mentality. Do you believe she really cares?
Sorry for the family, and I didn't mean this to happen to their family either.
Jackie Zeminski owns the...
Oh, yes, you did. Yeah, you did. You knew full well that this was possible. You knew full well that that pit bull was aggressive towards children. And you brought that dog around the child anyways. Yeah, you did. I don't want to hear none of these excuses. These people are sick. They are sick. These are mentally ill people. You bring pit bulls around kids, you are mentally ill.
I'm sorry for the family, and I didn't mean.
Look at these fake tears. There are no tears, but listen to this fake cry. Why is it so common to get fake cries from pit bull owners? It's because they are mentally, emotionally, neurologically unstable. And they can't hide it.
This to happen to their family either.
Jackie Zeminski owns the dog who bit her 4 years ago. She tells me the baby was...
And this same dog bit her 4 years ago. So when you decide to bring a dog like that around a child, you're obviously not concerned about the child's safety. We can all agree to that.
Was on the floor only for a moment after sitting in a high chair.
So she took him out, I guess, and just had put the baby down for a second, and didn't realize that the bedroom door was was open.
Oh my God! Stop. The reckless endangerment laws here in the United States, they say that you are guilty if you put a child in an unnecessary, dangerous situation where it just doesn't have to be a dangerous situation. There's literally no need for a pit bull inside of a home. None. If this does not qualify as endangerment, nothing does. Nothing does. Anybody who's been arrested or might be locked up right now because they were found guilty, reckless endangerment, when you simply had a gun in the home somewhere, these people should be released. Either they need to be released or you need to lock up all of these pit bull owners. At the very least, these pit bull owners. If not, the law means nothing.
Now, doctors are operating on the young boy. The dog is in quarantine for 10 days before she's put down.
I'm going to go sign the paperwork, yeah. It's best. Because I've got a grandson and a granddaughter. And we don't want this to happen to anyone.
I bet you she got another pit bull right now. This happened earlier this year. I bet you she's in the possession of a pit bull as I speak. What's her name? Let me see if she got a social media. Man, listen, I don't believe these people. Their humanity has been disabled. Their humanity has been disabled. They can no longer feel. They cannot sympathize. They're just all out lunatics. And shout out to everybody who left a comment on this video. Now there's another report that I wanted to go over. Yeah, right here. Oh yeah. Another shelter worker.
The case is closed, but questions remain. There's new insight on the deadly dog attack involving a Humane Society of St. Lucie County volunteer.
Oh. This is the woman who was mauled. She was mauled to death. Look at what she's doing. She knows this thing is deadly. She knows it could attack her at any time. And she made a conscious decision. These people make conscious decisions to do this. To risk her life. To say, I'm going to take the chance anyway. How can you feel sorry for people like that? On its face, I know a lot of people say, oh, don't say that. How can you feel sorry for people like that? When we're standing over here telling people before the attack happens that an attack is possible and to get rid of the thing. When they don't listen, when they instead tell us to mind our business, that it has never shown aggression and wouldn't harm a fly, if that dog maws them, why should we feel any sympathy for these people? They put us in a position to not care about them being mauled. We didn't put them in that position. Nobody made this woman behave like this, going to a shelter. These are shelter dogs. Who does it? These women, they do this. And why is it so many women that do this? And y'all wonder why women are usually the victims. They will be a volunteer. They will go up to a shelter and let shelter pit bulls lick them all in the face. I just showed a video in my most recent live stream. This woman got inside of the dog's cage. It was like a cell that it was in. These volunteers do that. They'll go inside the little cell, the little room with the dog, and basically make out with them. They go in there and they make out with these dogs. Okay? If a woman comes into my home and I start licking all over her, you could say that we're making out. If she lets me do it, yeah, you could call that making out. That is what these people do. They're engaged in intimacy. This is intimacy. Licking of the face is intimacy. Right? Hard to feel sorry for people like this.
The Fort Pierce police report raises safety questions about what...
There she is again. Did she not know better? Of course she did. But she said to herself, I don't care. I trust them. Now, people like this should not have the freedom to endanger other people the way they are endangering themselves. And that's what I don't like. And that's why I support banning these things. These nutters, hey, if you want to see a pit bull, you should have to go to a shelter. You should have to go to a shelter. Nobody should be allowed to own them. And that should last for a limited time. You can only see pit bulls until they're extinct. These things need to be eradicated. It's really as simple as that.
Can be done to prevent another tragedy.
WPTV News Channel 5's Megan McRoberts in Fort Pierce with more. Megan.
Michael Kelly, this new report shows many of the gruesome details surrounding the death of Christine LaCoury, most of which we are not reporting so as to be sensitive to her loved ones. But volunteers...
What? Why? Why? Why would you withhold information?
Most of which we are not reporting.
Wait a minute, what? Stop.
Of the gruesome details surrounding the death of Christine LaCoury, most of which we are not reporting so as to be sensitive to her.
You won't report some of the gruesome details? We can imagine, her lips are probably ripped off, her nose, ripped off her face. We've seen the worst. But they're protecting pit bulls.
Her loved ones, but volunteers who have seen this report tell me the report leaves them with many questions. A big one, why did it take so long for someone to find her?
Fort Pierce police giving more information about...
Okay, this is her again. She's a volunteer, and this is a different pit bull. She goes to shelters and starts hugging on random grown pit bulls. Is that not the behavior of somebody who's mentally unstable? Come on, people.
Christine LaCoury's final hours. Their report says she showed up to volunteer sometime around noon last Thursday and was last seen alive between 11:40 and 12:20 by the front desk, and a volunteer who told her she should walk the pit bull mix, Amos, because he had not been walked yet. After that, no one reported seeing LaCoury until she was found.
Oh, my God. Why is it so important for these people to include the name of these dogs? Oh my, that is so sick. That is sick. These things don't have names. Even during a report of an attack, they try to humanize these things.
Walked yet. After that, no one reported seeing LaCory until she was found dead nearly 2 hours later when another volunteer came in. That volunteer found her body near the fence, mauled in the face, head, and arm. He put the dog with a bloody face in a kennel. Then the report says the executive director of the shelter, David Robertson, called 911.
We found a lady lying in our yard of it.
Okay. And is she awake?
No.
Is she breathing?
No, I don't believe she is.
She already had no pulse. The medical examiner said she died from excessive blood loss.
Do you know how long she's been out there for? You have no idea?
I don't know. No.
Okay. Do you want to do try CPR? I can give you instructions if
no.
you want.
She's mutilated.
Says she's mutilated. She was so mutilated, he didn't even want to try CPR.
The report also mentions no cameras captured the incident, making it harder to learn what led up to the attack.
Oh, wow. Huh? Y'all heard that right.
Also mentions no cameras captured the incident, making it harder to learn what led up to the attack.
Oh, there you go. Investigation. Let's find out what led up to the attack. They have never, I repeat, they have never discovered what has led up to any attack ever. Even when they know exactly what happened, they say we need to do an investigation to find out what led up to the attack. That is their way of saying something set the dog off. Something provoked it. Man, oh man. Yeah, it was probably a slight cough, a sneeze. Yeah, she probably inhaled, and that's what set the dog off. Maybe she exhaled. Stood up, sat down. Those are all triggers. What is it? How long are they going to keep this up?
Police also found volunteers don't have to sign in. The executive director told police
volunteers don't have to sign in. So these people just go up to shelters and start hugging and letting random pit bulls lick on them? Look at how suicidal that is. That's suicidal behavior. Don't act shocked. Don't act surprised when someone gets mauled. What? You know, these people who work at shelters, they should know about dog attacks better than anybody else. Y'all see how I keep up with dog attacks here on this channel. These shelter workers should be more thorough about it than me. But many of these people, I think, most of them are oblivious.
The dog had been friendly before and never aggressive.
No, it's never been friendly. They've never been friendly. They simply didn't attack. Does it look like it's being friendly now? They call dogs like this friendly. They hug them. The dog pays no attention to them, is not affectionate with them, but because it doesn't attack them, they call that friendly. Boy, oh boy, this is a scary level of insanity.
And again, that dog.
Now you see where all that dog mom crap will get you. All that fur baby nonsense. This idea that these things are man's best friend. You see what that'll get you?
Has been euthanized. I did speak briefly tonight with a volunteer who found Ms. LaCory, who said that she was extremely sweet, clearly an animal lover. He says this incident has not kept him from volunteering.
No. These so-called animal lovers, which is nothing but dog lovers, these people are not animal lovers. These are mentally ill people, suicidal people. That's what they are. And if you don't call them exactly that, then you're not doing them any favors. If you want to be kind, if you want to be helpful to these people, you have to verbalize that they're mentally ill. If you care about someone, you're not going to lie to them. If they are sick, if they're ill, you're going to pull them to the side and say, look, I want you to get help. What you're doing right now is unhealthy and it's dangerous. We need to get you some help before you hurt yourself. Do you understand? This is very, very overt display of mental illness. When a person is mentally ill, you will do things like that. You will have to pull them to the side and say, look, I need you to stop behaving like this before you hurt yourself. I know people take it for granted and they just look at these types of people as dog lovers. No, it's people like this who go around to shelters, letting random pit bull, keep these people out of these shelters. If you care about them, and you need to get professional help for these people who want to do this. That's sick, suicidal behavior.
Reporting live in Fort Pierce, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV.
And that's the case for all of you pit bull lovers. All of them. You can disagree, you can think I'm exaggerating, whatever, I don't care. Anybody who is perpetual with putting their life at risk for absolutely no gain whatsoever, you have mental issues. Take boxers or MMA fighters, for example. They endure a lot of damage, but they do it for money. That is what makes it make sense. But if a person wants to fight and get beaten up every 6 months for free, that person has a problem. You go, you fight, you get your face busted up, and as soon as you heal, you go out and fight again for nothing. Anybody who harms themselves or is willing to harm themselves is displaying mental illness, instability. Simple as that.
An Ogden family is grieving and searching for answers after a neighbor shot and killed their dog. Police are investigating, but say the charges are unlikely. Northern Utah Specialist Mike Anderson join us live right now to explain why.
Now, let's look at a couple more mentally ill people.
Mike?
Yeah, Mike, you know, police say the neighbors say they were acting in self-defense, and Utah laws make it difficult to argue otherwise. But a surveillance video that the dog owners have is leaving them with a lot of unanswered questions.
Kovu the Rottweiler's owners say he's been pretty mopey after his buddy Kratos, the pit bull, got shot and killed Sunday. You can see the Rottweiler running to their front door, trying to get inside just after it happened.
Okay, and you see this Rottweiler is roaming the neighborhood off leash.
The video shows like he was truly scared.
But Jessica Pennington and Josh Barton say it's what happened just moments before that has them really concerned. They're back.
Oh, look at that unsightly, hideous demon. These things look like child killers. You want to know what the face of a child killer looks like? That's the face of something that prefers to kill kids and babies. That's what it looks like. Take a good look, nutters. Y'all like to show these things and play a little goofy music in the background. This is the face of death, of evil. This is the face of a heartless, soulless child killer. Say it with me, Nutters.
Gate had somehow come open, possibly in the wind.
Oh, what an evil looking thing, man. There is nothing but pure evil in these mutants' faces. And that's the type of thing that needs to happen. We need to show the face of these mutants and talk about how evil they look. Because these nutters are always showing them, talking about how much they are nothing but sweet babies. You lunatics, y'all been asking for it for a long time. You getting it now. Any and everybody in their right state of mind knows this thing has evil all in its face. All of them do.
Their back gate had somehow come open, possibly in the wind.
So the back gate came open, possibly in the wind. No. No. The wind does not open locked gates. They left that gate open because they're such responsible owners. And who knows? The dog may have simply jumped over it. The thing is not that tall.
And you can see Kratos in the background walking to the house just 2 doors down.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at these nutters. People who let their Rottweiler and Pit Bull run around the neighborhood. Mutt ran on the wrong neighbor's property and caught a bullet. Right? Bravo. He is my hero. Yeah, that's music to my ears.
About 8 seconds later,
we went downstairs.
You heard that shot? Where was these nutters at?
We went.
Boom! Worthless mutt. Want to run on the people's territory? Want to terrorize the community? Take that.
And about 8 seconds later,
we went downstairs, check on the dogs, and only one came back inside.
Went downstairs to check on them, and only one came back inside. What does that sound like? It sounds like they routinely let these dogs run free through the neighborhood and just waits for them to come back home like they're little kids. These two people right here are mentally ill individuals with no regard for human life. A normal person would not dare do what they're doing. They wouldn't be in the possession of these things.
So we went running around the neighborhood looking for our other dog for almost 10 minutes.
Went running around the neighborhood because that's where you let them go all the time. And I bet you anything, they got a fair warning before this happened. And they wanted to continue to try to force the community to look at their pit bulls like as babies. This is what these pit nutters love to do. They love to try to force everyone in the community to look at their dog as a baby, as harmless. That is what mentally ill people do. Try to get other people to participate in their suicidal behavior.
Barton ultimately spotted their dog in their neighbor's backyard.
He's just a hyper puppy.
Oh, hyper puppy. A fully grown mutt. These people kill me calling massive dogs puppies. You know that makes you look even worse. That make that mutt look even more dangerous. If a mutt is huge, yet is still a puppy, that means it's more dangerous. Idiots. He's a hyper puppy. So you just let it run through the neighborhood, huh? I don't care what these people do for a living. It looks like they have a very nice home. They have a very nice vehicle. These are mentally ill people.
Backyard.
He's just a hyper puppy. He was only 4.
Ogden police showed up.
And then they want to share video with the media outlet of this thing alone with a baby. So all this is mentally ill people flaunting endangerment, showing the world how much more they love the dog. All dog lovers who do this, all pit bull lovers who do this, all they're doing is showing off their sacrifice. Like, ha ha, look at me. I don't care if it mauls my baby. I'm going to take the chance anyways. That's all this is. You can't be a mentally healthy person and do stuff like this. You just can't.
Soon after.
8 seconds is kind of a quick time to react to shoot a dog. What if our daughter let him out and chased him into their backyard and he tried to shoot the dog and hit our kid?
You hear that? You hear that? Let's take that back.
Chased him into their backyard.
Whoa.
Kind of a quick time to react to shoot a dog. What if our daughter let him out and chased him into their backyard and he tried to...
Say, what if our daughter let the dog out and our daughter was chasing behind it and the man shot the child? And that would have been your fault. See how they trying to put the blame on the person who shot the dog? Where's your accountability? Notice how people, when they do stuff like this, they never apologize. They never just come out and say, you know, it was our fault. We thought it was locked up. We should have made sure that the gate was closed, and that was totally irresponsible on our part. I'm glad nobody got hurt. Unfortunate that someone shot my dog, but I would prefer that somebody had shot it, didn't have that dog maul someone's child or maul someone. These people never put themselves in the shoes of the victims. That man who shot this pit bull was a victim. But instead, they want to pretend like they're the victims. No, you're the victimizer. Making people pull their weapon out and use it. You're the victimizer.
Into their backyard and he tried to shoot the dog and hit our kid or someone else's kid. Or
they're wondering how things could have gone so wrong so quickly. Police say the neighbors were outside.
How things could have gone so wrong so quickly. It's not rocket science, man. You let your pit bull off, went in somebody's yard and they shot it. Oh, 8 seconds is not a long time. Shut up, man.
At the time, and one of them went back inside to grab his gun before shooting.
Our kid keeps asking, you know, where's Kratos? Where's Kratos? And it's like the hardest thing in the world. To, like, how do you explain to your 2-year-old that her best friend's not coming home?
Goofballs. We're such a victim. If these people had a drop of humanity inside of them, they'd feel terrible. They would feel terrible that their neighbors had to shoot that dog. They would feel so remorseful. Because the only thing they would be concerned about is the fact that their neighbor had to deal with the experience of having a pit bull coming at them. But a psychopath, a sociopath, they can't put themselves in your shoes. In their mind, they're just a perpetual victim, going around victimizing other people. Nikola Tesla left a good comment about this. How these nutters are victimizers. They spend their life going around victimizing people. And then when someone defends themselves and refuse to be victimized, then they want to act like the victims themselves.
And your 2-year-old that her best friend's not coming home.
Well, you shouldn't have let the mutts run around the neighborhood. Nutter. You don't care about these kids anyways. Don't pretend. See, it's all fake. It's so fake. How does it feel to be incapable of loving your own kids, nutters? All you pit nutters listening, how does that feel? How does it feel to know that you love a dog more than your child? Look at the look on this nutter's face. Boy, that is pure evil. People willing to do this and endanger kids like this, you are a piece of trash. You are an evil, sick piece of trash. Sitting up here trying to get sympathy.
Her best friend's not coming home.
According to Utah law, police say homeowners can shoot an aggressive dog on their property if
That's right. And look at what they show. Y'all thought I was being harsh. Don't say that, IHD. Don't say that. Dog behaviorists, veterinarians, one of the first things that they tell you to never do is to let your child ride on your dog's back like a horse. Not only did they leave this toddler on this dog's back, they then stepped away and left them alone. And they shared this image with the media outlet. I don't want to show that too long because that's endangerment. They shared this photo with the media outlet, believing that it would gain sympathy for them. This should be the basis upon which you get arrested, thrown in jail. If this is what you are doing inside of the home with that pit bull, then it's better that your neighbor shot it. And it will be even better if your neighbor shot the other one. At least then we would know that you're not putting toddlers' lives in danger.
Their property if they feel threatened. Right now, they don't have any proof to show otherwise.
And Josh and Jessica say that Kratos has never been aggressive. They say he was well known by people in the neighborhood. And
See? They say it was never aggressive and it was well known by people in the neighborhood. How did people in the neighborhood know your dog? It's because you, just like most nutters, force your dog onto them. Letting your mutts run through the neighborhood, free off leash. This is what they do. They try to get the whole community to look at their pit bull as a baby. Man, I would love to shake that man's hand who pumped the bullet into that worthless mutt. That is a hero. The community is a little bit safer now. And that's just a fact. If somebody were to say a cop were to see these dogs out off leash and the cop had to shoot both of them, that community would be safer, would it not? So I don't want to hear about your emotions and what you think about it. Oh, it doesn't sound right. No. Everybody is better off when pit bulls, Rottweilers, bully breeds are not in the community.
They say he was well known by people in the neighborhood and liked. But I did reach out to the neighbors where the shooting happened, knocked on the door, left a message, but have not heard back. Back to you.
Yeah, still a few.
What you want to talk to him for? Ask him why he defended himself? I don't blame him for not wanting to talk to you. He know you a bunch of nutters. Yeah, going about your business. Get a load of these people, man. Man, it is so hard to stomach their existence. It really is. There is a this article right here. Wait a minute.
9-year-old is recovering in the hospital after the 9-year-old was bitten several times by a family dog. Happened around 9:30 last night at an apartment on Chimney Rock near Glenmont. Officials tell us the dog is staying with family members for now, but is set to be turned over to Bark sometime later today.
All right. 9-year-old recovering. Why do they run articles like this? A 9-year-old is recovering. Yeah, that happens. If you survive an attack, yeah. Recover starts immediately. Immediately, your body starts to work on the wounds. What's the point in articles like that? I just don't get it. This is another sick article that surfaced today. You see the title. We need to train our pit bulls and Rottweilers, not ban them. We need to train them to not kill people. Don't ban them. Just let us teach the dog how to not kill people. How's that? Yeah, that's a better idea. Now, what made me upset is the fact that this is coming out of India. Y'all see that? Oh, man. This photo up here, he's laying in the bed with the thing. So that same crazy nuttery you see here, it's really all over the world. You're going to find a nutter population somewhere.
This is our dog Noor, and we got our dog in 2017. So, like everybody talks that pit bulls are very ferocious. It is not true with our dog. She is so attached to us and our family, and she's friendly with all the members.
Man, this is just too goofy. This was uploaded on a channel that has over 3 million subscribers. These goofy stories where a pit bull owner gets on and says, oh, it's all a myth. I have a pit bull and it hasn't attacked me yet. You know, you can only run this on people who don't keep up with the news. People who are not healthy. Who are not mentally healthy. For people like us who keep up with these attacks, this sounds ridiculous.
I wish to say that this is very unfair because like the dogs we have, and if we are asked that like they can anytime fine us 5,000 and confiscate our dogs, so that is not fair because it's been 4 years. She's very attached to us, and there will be other families also which will have pets and will be very attached.
Oh man, shut up. I don't even want to hear that nutter babble. We are very attached, so that's wrong to ban them. Shut up, man. Wow. I'm sure Jeffrey Dahmer thought it was wrong to not allow him to eat human beings and chop their heads off and keep them in the refrigerator. I'm sure he thought that that was unfair as well. What is it? What is it with these people, man? 60-year-old woman mauled to death in Liverpool. Now, this story has gone sort of viral. This article surfaced today. A woman has died after being attacked by dogs inside a house. Okay. It sounds like it was her own dogs. 60-year-old woman living alone with dogs. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, these attacks where the person die, where they actually are killed by the dog, that is more evidence that the dog cannot love. Dogs cannot love. If you were dealing with a creature capable of love, you would never have a death. A dog at the most would nip its owner and then cease its attack. It would not only dawn on the dog that it loves its owner, but it would dawn on the dog that this is its only provider of food. They would protect their food provider. But these mutants, when they attack, it's a sustained attack. They don't stop. It's a very personal and intimate attack. They have plenty of time to examine what they're doing, and they keep doing it. Crazy. Pronounced dead at the scene. Major emergency. Blah. Officers grouped. They always do that. We're going to keep officers in the area for safety. See, our officers are at the scene carrying out further inquiries. How many attacks? How many people need their faces ripped off? These people will never learn. Never mind, that article that I showed earlier. Oh, pit bulls are sweet as pie. Adopt one for yourself. So in other words, never mind this. This 2022. Oh, don't pay any attention to this. Bully breed. Bully breed. Bully breed. Bully breed. Bully breed. Huh? Oh, don't pay any attention to that. These are deaths. These are fatalities this year. Okay? Bully breed. Bully breed. All of the unknowns are bully breeds. All of them. When it says mixed breed, it's a bully breed. That's why they put mixed breed. That's why they put unknown. That's why they put undisclosed. These are pit nutters trying to protect the image of pit bulls. Don't pay any attention to this. Bully breed, bully breed. Bully breed, bully breed, bully breed. Bully, bully, bully. Bully, bully. Pack of dogs. Here's a bully. Just straight up pit bull. Pack of 7 dogs. Bully, bully. And that's this year. Oh, but they're sweet as pie. They're sweet as pie. But yet when you're killed, when you're attacked, when you're mutilated, it's almost always a bully breed. Especially when you're mutilated. Don't pay any attention to that, right? Hospitals around the world, all the patients in there for a dog attack, they've been there for 3, 5, 7 days. Virtually all of them were attacked by bully breeds. But I'm supposed to take your word that they're sweet as pie. We're talking about 6% of the total dog population. See, when they put stuff like this, cane corso, they're doing this just to protect the image of pit bulls. Bully breeds. These are all bullies right here. Here, 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 here. This is last year. Deaths last year. Here. When you're killed, it's usually a bully breed. Look at this. The whole page is full of bully breeds. Huh? And once again, I mean, all of these are bully breeds. Every last one of them. Okay, again, this is last year. Every last Staffordshire bully breed. Why do bully breeds dominate reports of fatalities in dog attacks? Why do bully breeds dominate? Because they are inherently more dangerous. Look at the list of bully breeds on here, man. This is ridiculous. You have not seen anything other than a bully breed yet. And this is for last year. Wow. And this is the case every year. This is 2020. Again, count the bully breeds. These are all bully breeds. But pit bulls are no different than any other dogs. If that were true, then pit bulls would make up only 6% of these fatalities. Do you understand that, pit bull lovers? I hope y'all got enough brains to understand that. They're 6% of population. If they were no different than any other dog, they would only make up 6% of these fatalities. Why do they make up some 85, 90%? Look at this. Even when they put Mastiff, it's a bully breed. Incredible. Incredible. Pit bulls, bully breed. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Pit bulls, bully breeds are unbelievably more dangerous than other dogs. And other dogs are dangerous. All dogs are dangerous. But I'm talking other large dogs, Labradors, Retrievers. They're all dangerous. German Shepherds. And they should all be banned. But you pit bull lovers, y'all don't have a leg to stand on. You really don't. It just takes the right group of people to lay into you properly for you to be completely exposed. Eventually, you nutters, you're going to be afraid and ashamed to even show your face in public. We're going to keep this narrative going. The error of your ways. Shout out to somebody in the super chat. My apologies, I missed the super chat. Big shout out to you. Man, I'm over an hour already. My goodness. Okay, so as expected, I've been here longer than I planned. And as always, this was recent news. But when I report on dog attacks, for whatever reason, it's usually bully breeds. The dogs that are no different from any other dog. Oh, it's all a myth. They're just misunderstood. That's why there are so many pit bulls here. Ain't that right, pit bull lovers? I asked the question, why do bully breeds, pit bulls, dominate these fatalities? It's because they're misunderstood. Of course. What was I thinking? Misunderstood. So these are actually not pit bulls. They're actually not bully breeds at all. These people were all attacked by poodles. Right? Just a big misunderstanding. Shout out to everybody able to join me for this live stream. Shout out to Serena, yeah, who recently became a member of the channel. Shout out to, man. Yeah. Always children, always the elderly, Always women. Those are the primary victims. Children, females in general, and the elderly. They go after weak targets. You know, and it's so irrelevant. I don't care how many times you've been around a pit bull and it never ripped your throat out. Nothing changes these statistics. And nothing will stop them. They're going to continue to dominate in fatalities. And there's going to continue to be fatalities. But they should all be banned. Especially all large dogs. There's no excuse for it. There really isn't. St. Bernards. Now, what is this? Oh, this is one of those small mutts. Now, you see that? Look at this. Y'all know these small dogs, right? This is why I say I don't care if they're small. They need to be banned. One of these dogs killed a 7-year-old. Killed a 7-year-old. It is right here. This was James McNeilis. Y'all remember James McNeilis? Killed by a small mutt. So if they can kill a 7-year-old, they can definitely kill a newborn, a toddler. Ban them all. I won't miss them, not one bit. Shout out to everybody who's able to join me for this live stream. And I hope to see you all on the next as we continue with this crusade.